Alright, we are All-American Sports, and we are here today to talk about the bench press, because this is important. Alright, on the bench press, you typically have three different variations of the bench press. You've got the flat bench, the incline bench, and the decline bench. A couple differences between each one, and we're going to talk about them. Devin, if you want to go ahead and take the flat bench.
Yeah, so the flat bench is just going to be one of your main bench exercises. Mainly for your flat bench. We'll talk about feet placement, grip, and all that a little bit later on, but typically just hand shoulder width apart, straight up, hit it right below your chest, drive it back up. This is going to be your overall chest exercise. It's going to hit pretty much everything. When we get to incline and decline, it's going to target more of like the lower part of your chest, and then incline is going to target the upper part of your chest. Incline.
So on the incline bench, same thing. It's going to lay down and grab the bar. We'll talk about grip width and feet position later. Unrack the bar down on your chest and then straight back up. The incline bench is typically thought of as recruiting more of your upper chest and more of your shoulders as comparison to the flat bench. And then move over here to decline.
Decline is just the same thing as the incline, and the flat bench, just your body set at a decline. With this one, your feet won't be on the ground, they'll be locked in. You're on the bench, you'll just lay underneath of it. Same thing with the hand width, about shoulder width apart, and you'll just come down and then drive up.
Alright, in addition to the three bench press variations, we want to talk about the overhead press. Overhead press typically done standing out of a rack, but I'm using the incline bench here. You can do these either from the front, or from the back, or seated at a military press bench if you had one available. This is like a furthering of the incline, so it takes your pecs more out of the movement and shifts it mainly to shoulders. So now we're going to use the flat bench to demonstrate some differences in grip width, feet position, and back positioning on the bench.
Alright, so for your feet positioning on the bench, typically when you're starting off or like working with beginners, you're just going to get their feet, make sure that their feet are flat, a little bit tucked underneath them, but nothing crazy. For more of your competitive lifters, you're going to teach them that feet back, like that real arch position. Holy cow, I'm not used to that. So like get that arch so that they're not getting so much leg drive, but they're getting their chest higher off the bench, so it's a shorter range of motion for the bench press. And then for your low mobility people, you're going to put their feet a little bit further out, just because they're not going to be able to tuck it or to tuck their feet as well, since they have that low mobility. And they can use a little more hip drive in place of that arch. So now we'll talk about the grips.
Alright, now in regards to grip width, normally people just go shoulder width, standardly. A lot of power lifters, however, will go wider, and what that does is it takes more off of your triceps, and not so much isolates, but uses more of your chest muscles to move the weight rather than using your shoulders or your triceps. A lot of athletic trainers, rehabilitation, what are they called? Yes, physical therapists. They'll recommend that you have your hands less than 1.5 inches inside of your shoulder width. That helps prevent shoulder injuries with the over recruitment of your chest. And so what you'll see is a lot of guys, power lifters, people really just looking to get as much on the bench, they'll come out really wide right here, and what that does is it stretches your chest out more, it externally rotates your shoulder, and it can just lead to more injuries that way.
You can also see with the different grips, the narrow, the wide, and the regular, the elbow position with those. So for a narrow grip, you can see for him, as he comes down, his elbows are more into his chest, so he's working more up here. And then as he switches to a regular grip, his elbows come out a little bit more. And when he does come down, his elbows are they're not going way past his chest, they're only coming about to the height of the bench. And then with the wide grip, it comes out even more, and that enables more of his muscles in his shoulders.
And then speaking of physical therapists earlier, we're going to talk a little bit about the differences between the competition style bench press and more of just a bench press for somebody that wants to be active in the weight room and kind of healthy. So if you'll help me out with that. For a competition bench press, I'm going to show you my setup and how I do everything, and then she's going to tell you why she thinks I'm wrong. So for my competition setup, I get as much of an arch in my lower back as possible. This allows me to be closer to the bar. I tuck my feet behind me as much as I can so that I can drive with my legs and my heels without coming off of the bench. And then I take as wide of a grip as legally possible, again to further cut the range of motion, then just down and up.
And he's obviously trained and all this stuff, and looking at him, I'm sure you can't see it on the video, but his whole body was shaking from his legs up into his arms, so he's pushing his muscles like to the max, and he's not very stable. He's up on his toes, his back is arched, which is pretty not comfortable and not very safe either. He's not getting as much stability, even just like laying there on the bench. He's wobbling back and forth. So even though he's engaging all of those muscles at once to power through and lift the most weight, it's not very safe, and he shouldn't be in it for very long. And that curve is just ridiculous with that.
All right, then another fun bench press variation we're going to talk about, it's less seen. Draws some of its influence from Louis Simmons and the guys at the West Side Barbell. It's called the floor press. You can think of it like a box squat for your upper body. The idea is you're laying on the floor, take the bar out of the rack, you go down, and you'll pause as soon as your elbows hit the floor, and then drive it back up. Just like you would in a box squat where you would pause on the box, you're going to pause on the floor, and then drive back up. It's a great way to work on just your triceps, and to work on possible sticking points in the bench press for those people that stick right off their chest.
And so we'll end our talk on all the things that you shouldn't do. So we'll start with the right way to grip the bar.
One thing a lot of people do is the false grip. And all that is people don't wrap their thumb around the bar, so they just hold it with all their fingers, kind of let it roll back, almost kind of like a front squat. And that is not a safe practice, just simply because your thumb adds stability to the bar. It'll help kind of like a self spot, make sure it doesn't roll off and land on your chest.
And now we'll go over the different ways to spot someone while they do bench press. So the first one we'll do is just a single person spotting, and they'll be behind them, and they'll just follow the bar with them. As you can see, he moves all the way down, his whole body moves, so that if he cannot push it up, or if it falls on his chest, he's right there and able to pick it up. We'll also do a two-person, and back to a one-person, also his hand placement. He had one over and one under, so that he can catch it and be able to lift it back up onto the rack. And the two-person is just like the spotting for a squat, basically. They'll go all the way down with the bar, ready to catch it if he needs it, and come all the way back up. Okay, and then the last one is a three-person, and it's basically just the combination of the two. So us on the sides will come down with it. We won't touch the bar, and he'll be up there. And we want to make sure that we don't touch the bar at all so that we're not helping him or inhibiting him from doing the lift itself. And that's it.